Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Cameron Lee.
And I'm Lilia Parks. Evangel students are receiving an exciting announcement.
And football is making a possible merge with the LA lifestyle.
Aubrey Jackson is here with your forecast, and Preston Rosenberg has your latest in sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Right now we have our weather anchor to give us a first look at the weather.
Yeah, it's been very warm this week. Can we expect that, or will it finally cool down?
Awesome, thanks guys. I'm Aubrey Jackson, welcome to Weather Watch. So we can expect today the current conditions are sunny and 65 with a humidity up to 96%. And then later today, it's going to be a high of 87. So we can definitely expect some warmer temperatures throughout the week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aubrey. I was really hoping fall was going to start showing up with some cooler temperatures. Kind of sounds like that warm weather's sticking around for a little bit.
I know, I was really hoping to wear some sweaters, but for now it looks like I'm going to stick with the short sleeves.
Former President Jimmy Carter will be celebrating his birthday a little bit early this year. Carter will be turning 99 years old on Sunday. He was originally supposed to have a celebration at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum in Atlanta on that day, but the library recently announced that it will be moving the event to Saturday due to the possibility of a government shutdown. Presidential libraries could close in the event of that shutdown, but the library says it hopes to still be open on Sunday and the celebration will continue. Whether it's the aroma, the energizing boost, or just the ritual of drinking coffee, many of us can't start the day without it. And now it's time to celebrate our favorite beverage because Friday is National Coffee Day. According to the legend, an Ethiopian goat herder first discovered coffee berries around 850 AD. Later, local monks started steeping the beans and steeping them in hot water, and coffee was born. From there, the addictive hot drink spread throughout the Middle East, Europe, and the New World. In honor of the day, many local cafes and national coffee chains are offering special discounts and even some free giveaways. Celebrate by sharing your favorite cup on social media with the hashtag National Coffee Day.
A fan favorite EU tradition, Harvest Fest, draws near. Harvest Fest is set to take place at the Galois Theater on November 11th. This variety show, hosted by the Activities Board, features theme-related sketches, videos, and decor. Behind the scenes, the Activity Board stretches their creativity to not only come up with a unique and engaging theme, but also to ensure the aspect of each of the show follows the theme in an exciting way. As EU students anxiously await the event of the semester, we can grow in excitement for the announcement of the theme next Friday in chapel. The Biden administration recently announced that Israel will soon join the other 40 countries in the U.S. visa waiver program. Once implemented by November 30th, Israeli citizens will be allowed to enter the U.S. visa-free and stay up in the U.S. for 90 days. However, there is hesitation by 15 Democratic senators to pass this plan due to the poor treatment of Palestinian Americans in Israel. Nevertheless, this agreement will enhance the freedom for U.S. citizens, including those living or traveling in the Palestinian territories. Additionally, the signing of this waiver will enhance the Israeli cooperation with the U.S. on counterterrorism law enforcement regulation, immigration regulations, and border control. Up next, a World War II tunnel is open to the public.
And we'll have a special guest come to talk about their annual bonfire. We'll hear more about that when we get back from this break.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
What a disaster. You're a disaster.
This is a disaster.
You can't be ready for every little disaster, but you can prepare for a big one. Make an emergency plan today.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
With a $268 million transformation of World War II tunnels into an immersive experience, plans have been released for London's underground tourist attraction. The Kingsway Exchange tunnels were originally built as a bomb shelter. However, they have served many purposes for the London government over the previous years. Due to the extensive past of these tunnels, Angus Murray, the CEO of the London Tunnels, aims to bring the history of the tunnels to life for visitors with high-resolution immersive screens, interactive structures, and hundreds of pinpoint speakers. This project, opening in 2027, is set to outscale any other tourist attraction in London. Cameron Lee is standing by with a special guest. Cameron?
Thank you, Lilia. World Changers is putting on their annual bonfire event, and with me today is Worship Director Madeline Crane. Thank you for joining us today, Madeline.
Thank you for having me.
So, Madeline, tell me a little bit about World Changers. What is it, and what is the heart behind it?
Absolutely. Yes, World Changers is the Evangel Missions Club on campus, and our simplified mission statement is to inform, support, and send. So we're really just a community of people who either have a call to missions or even just a heart for the nations. And so we get to gather together, and as our board, our goal is to provide resources for like what is missions, because so many students don't know what missions is or what that looks like, because that looks like so many different things. And then to provide access to seasoned missionaries who can pour into them. So we have multiple missionaries in residence on campus, and then like at our bonfire, there will be 18 to 20 different missionaries there to just connect with people. And then we want to support them as we send them out into their calling and into their mission field.
Yeah, that's awesome. So with the bonfire that you were talking about in mind, what would be the goal behind that event specifically?
It's just a time to connect with each other and with missionaries. There will be times of worship and prayer and just getting to talk and ask questions, because missions look so different in different places around the world. It works totally different in Central South America than it does in Europe. And so what missions can be is a very broad thing. And so this is just a time for students to ask their questions to missionaries who have been on the field, who have lived in those places, who have done the hard pioneering work, and realize what can their role be in missions.
Yeah, well, it sounds like an exciting event. How long has World Changers been putting on this event, or is it new this year? How does that look like?
I don't know the exact number of times, but it's been a recurring annual thing now. I remember my first year 2 years ago going, and it was such a good time. Just great exposure to what World Changers is, exposure to the different opportunities that they provide and connections that they provide. And it's been growing. I think we had the statistics are, I think there were 200 people last year that came, so we're expecting roughly around that mark, maybe more. But it's been something that we look forward to, and we've been planning for a good amount of time now.
Yeah. So besides this one event, what are some other events that World Changers puts on?
Yeah, so we have things every Monday night. So alternating Monday nights, we have Ignite Prayer, and that's in the prayer room in AGTS, and that is just a time of worship and prayer. So we put on worship, and then it's maybe a short devotional, and then prayer. It's praying for the nations, praying for Springfield and for our campus. On the other off Monday nights, we have our club gatherings, where one of our board members does a short devotional activity. It's very engaging. It's supposed to be interactive and fun. Not something, just another thing to add to the list of things to do, but something fun and where we can engage together. Then we also have our major events like Taste the Nations. I believe that's the end of October this year, just where we have food from all around the world. There's missionaries that come, and it's a big draw for students to, again, engage in community, ask their questions, figure out how they can get involved. I believe we have a couple of other events in the spring as well, but those are the main ones.
Yeah. So as worship director, at the bonfire event, but also at your annual events and things that you guys do as World Changers, what does your position look like?
So I coordinate and/or lead worship for our events, and that includes Ignite Prayer every other Monday night. So I coordinate and/or lead. It kind of changes every now and then. And then at the bonfire, we'll have worship as well. And it's just going to be a great time to just enter in together, to really set the night up and invite the Lord to be in those conversations. And that our prayer is that he would call people, that he would send people out. And worship is my way of honoring the Lord, of really serving him, showing him my heart. Yeah. So that's really personal for me. And then we also have worship at Taste the Nations and our sporadic events throughout the semester. But it's personal to me.
Yeah.
Because
awesome.
that's my form of worship.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today, Madeline. We're so thankful that we got to listen from you and get to know a little bit more about World Changers. Let's go back to the desk with Lilia and Aubrey.
Thanks, Cameron. So Aubrey, what kind of weather can we expect this week?
It is going to be a little bit warmer this week, but there is a chance of rain around Wednesday, so we can hopefully see that the fall weather is finally going to set in, hopefully after this week.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
As esports grow in popularity, they've been selected as an official sport during the Hangzhou Asian Games. This inclusion of gaming could have life-altering effects for some players. South Korean male participants state that winning a gold medal in the Asian Games or Olympic Games brings honor to their family and grants them a military exception. However, there is some controversy in the exemption of gold medal winning athletes. In 2019, 55.2% supported this plan, while 36.5% opposed it. With the continuing of support for esports, young participants at the Asian Games are determined to showcase their skills and elevate their sport on the passion of the global stage.
Well, it has definitely seemed way too warm to be fall. I don't know how it even is fall. It feels like so hot outside. I've hated it.
I know, I'm so excited for fall weather and fall outfits in fall
too.
season. Aubrey, when can we expect that to happen?
Awesome. Thanks, Cameron. Thanks, Lilia. So we can expect some hotter weather coming this week, but let's take a look at the forecast and see where we stand. So as we said earlier today, our current conditions are sunny and 65. So it is a pretty nice even weather, but the humidity is up to 96%. So we can expect a little bit of that this week. Then later today, we're going to expect a high of 87 degrees and the humidity will drop a little bit. So it'll be a little bit cooler, hopefully, versus some other days this week. Today's averages are a low of 54, and then a high of 77, with an average temperature being 65.6. Now, the record temperatures spanned anywhere from 35 degrees to 101 degrees. So let's just be glad that we're not quite that cold or that hot yet. With the precipitation of 0.15%, we can expect the average monthly precipitation to go up to a 3.71 average, and then the visibility is 13 miles today, making the sunset 7:01 p.m. Our satellite today, you can see a few things moving up north and east here, so not too much here in Missouri, but we'll definitely keep an eye out for that later this week. Now let's take a look at our radar. For our radar, we don't see much here in Missouri. It's really dry closer up to California, up north here, but we can see that this small weather change that we had last week with the rain and the flood warnings has moved east to Kentucky, here in Columbus, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati, and then we can see Nashville's taking the brunt of all of our flood warnings. So we don't have to worry about anything for now. We can see that Missouri is very dry. Now, moving back, our Missouri temperatures today are pretty average. We have about an 87 degrees here in Springfield, and it's just average throughout the state. And then up in Illinois, it's about 78 degrees in their Springfield. So we can see about an average of around low 80s. So not too hot, not too cool, but let's see what the rest of the week has for us. So our national forecast is pretty dry, we can see, so that rain that came through won't be coming again for quite a little bit, even though we can see up north here and east here that there is going to be more rain, so maybe we are going to get a storm front in a week or two. Now for our 6-day forecast, we can see it is much hotter than it has been these last few weeks, so that hint of fall we've been getting is slowing down just a little bit with a high of 89, 90, and 87 degrees throughout the week. The next time we see cooler temperatures come to Tuesday and Wednesday when we have partly cloudy weather and scattered thunderstorms. So right then, be prepared to bring your umbrellas, but until then, it's going to stay pretty hot. That's it for Weather Watch. I'm Aubrey Jackson, back to you guys.
Thanks, Aubrey. Well, I was really hoping that fall was going to start showing up, but it looks like another week of hot air, and that just stinks to me. I want that cold weather back.
I know, it looks like we might have to wait a little bit longer for some fall weather. But just around the corner, Preston Rosenberg will be here to give us the latest in sports.
And we will finally find out what's going on with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. This and more when we return.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey Bobo, Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
What seemed to break the internet this past weekend is now in full swing after Taylor Swift attended a Kansas City Chiefs football game. The 12-time Grammy winner has been rumored to be dating the Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce. The rumors began when Kelce was seen attending her Eras Tour concert in Arrowhead Stadium. After the concert, the football star tweeted calling on Taylor Swift to now come and see him live in action in the same stadium. She answered the dare by sitting right next to his mom on Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears. The two were seen driving off into the sunset after the game, but days later, Kelce emerged saying that it was all staged and joked that the rest was private. The two haven't been spotted together since, but many hope that the love will still form.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that if they do actually end up together, that they could be such a power couple and really take over.
I know, it is a crazy topic. Kind of weird to think that football and sports is merging with the LA lifestyle.
Exactly.
Preston, is anything else crazy going on in the world of sports this week?
Yes, Cameron, we've got lots to catch up on. Inter Miami was defeated by Houston Dynamo Wednesday night in the U.S. Open Cup final. Houston capitalized on an early first-half lead, and Miami could not complete the comeback. Key Inter Miami playmaker Lionel Messi was sidelined due to a season-long injury that could not allow him to play. Valor defensive tackle Andreas Muller was a Campbell Trophy semifinalist. Out of 200 athletes, only 10 of them are selected from the NAIA. The winner will be selected and awarded a $25,000 scholarship in Las Vegas later this winter. Fewer things are rarer than a 40 home run and 40 stolen base individual season, unless you're a Brave superstar, Ronald Acuna Jr. He makes history becoming the first member of the 40 home run, 70 stolen base club. With October approaching, Acuna Jr. looks to push Atlanta to another World Series title. Portland Trail Blazers send Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Lillard, a 7-time All-Star, will be joining Giannis Antetokounmpo and company. This trade includes notable players such as Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and Yusuf Nurkic. Now, that's it for today. Back to you, Cameron.
Thanks, Preston. I feel like there have been a lot of unusual amount of injuries in the sports world this past couple weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty worrisome, but I mean, I guess that's how the industry goes, but still kind of a cause for concern.
Yeah.
When we get back, there is a new blue tarantula making its debut.
And Aubrey is with us for one final look at the forecast. All this when we return.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I cannot set you free. My lonely days
you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
What researchers are calling a mesmerizing electric blue tarantula species has been discovered in Thailand. Researchers found the spider living in a mangrove forest during an expedition to a province in southern Thailand. They say the electric blue coloring does not come from the presence of the blue pigmentation, but rather in the unique structure of their hair. According to the study, the spider's coloring varies by sex and age. Females and young males have more violet hairs than the metallic blue on parts of their body. The electric blue tarantula is apparently one of the world's rarest tarantulas, and they say that's because of the decline in the mangrove forests. That story genuinely sends shivers down my spine. I had a spider in my room just the other day, and I wanted to burn the entire building down.
Yeah, spiders aren't cool. They're gross and they're scary and disgusting, but you have to admit that the electric blue coloring is pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Aubrey, what can you tell us about next week's weather?
Awesome, thanks guys. So we can see a recap of this 6-day forecast coming that we have averages around high 80s. So be prepared for a little bit warmer weather, but then we can see Tuesday and Wednesday it cools down a little bit, and Wednesday we can expect some scattered thunderstorms. So be prepared for some rain about a week from now. Thank you guys. I'm Aubrey, and this is Weather Watch. Back to you.
Thanks, Aubrey. That's all for us today. I'm Cameron Lee.
And I'm Lilia Parks. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us next week, and for more on EU TV and for the latest Evangel news, go to euvalormedia.com.